Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to Daily Manchester United Podcast, episode 105. My name is Cormac Dooley and today I'm joined by Dan. Dan, how are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not doing too bad. Hopefully we'll get a win tonight. That will just make it a great day overall. So getting into the fixture, United have Leicester in the FA Cup fourth round. Before we kind of dive into the match tactics and all that, we have a former United manager coming to face us again, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud, he had 4 games in charge with us. He had 3 wins and a draw. How impressed were you with Ruud and the job he done overall in that short term?
No, I was very happy for him when he took over as interim manager, and obviously what we really needed in that very moment was someone to just steady the ship and just get us a few results, because we weren't getting results under Ten Hag. So what he did at United, I'll always be happy for it, because 3 wins and a draw, that's what we kind of needed at that very moment. Obviously, he's gone to Leicester now, and it's not been as steady as it was at United for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think he's done a phenomenal job. I think it's a bit of a shame we had wrapped up Amorim under a contract, because I thought, if we hadn't, Ruud van Nistelrooy was doing such a great job that I thought there was possibility could have done something similar with Ole, put the contract on the table and see what he could do. But it's funny enough, in those 4 games, Ruud played against Leicester twice. Last 2 times we faced Leicester, we fairly battered them. I believe it was 5-2. We beat them in the cup, and then his last game we bet them 3-0 in the Premier League. So, he knows the team. It's pity we don't have him now, to be honest, because I think it would be another win. Moving on to match tonight. What are your expectations? Obviously, season hasn't been really going too well under Amorim, but we have pulled out a few decent results in the last few games. So what are your expectations?
I think we should be winning, honestly. As a United fan, I think every United fan should be going into this game thinking that we should be winning. It's just, we're playing Leicester, who are struggling. As much as we're struggling, they're also quite struggling, and they ain't got the players that we've got. So I think going into this game, we should be winning. Like you said, we played them 2 of the last times. We quite literally battered them the last 2 times we played them. So I think, again, we should just be going in with that mentality to just try and get a result. I think in cup competitions, FA Cup, Europa League, I think those are the competitions we should prioritise right now, because I think the league right now, obviously, it's not like we're going to get Champions League football through the league. So I think we should be prioritising these competitions and trying to win a trophy and just try and make something good out of this season.
Yeah, definitely. And that I was thinking about a question for later on, but I guess that ties into it now. At what point teams mostly focus on the league, and you hear like Cup will be with their experiment, but at what point do we kind of start putting the competitions like this first? Because the league, top 4 European football is slipping away. So I think sooner rather than later we start focusing on that stuff.
I think obviously right now in the FA Cup it's still a bit early days. I think we're in the 4th round, so I think we can still ease into the competition, but sooner rather than later I think we are going to have to start prioritising these type of trophies. This FA Cup gives us Europa League football, and as it stands right now, as it looks right now, it doesn't look like we're going to get Europa League football through the league phases, through the league. And then when it gets to, we're talking about Europa League here, if we can get Champions League football somehow through winning the Europa League, that would be fantastic. So
yeah, fingers crossed. FA Cup was their saving grace last year, so hopefully that or the Europa League can, if we could win either of them, I would be so happy.
Yeah.
Going back to the Leicester match, though, I agree with you. I think it's a match we should be winning. I was looking at Leicester's recent games. It's been 19 games since they kept the clean sheet before Amorim took over. So, they've been leaking goals left, right, and centre. Unfortunately for us, we haven't really been scoring them. So, what would you like to see Amorim do? I know he's been playing the 5 back a lot. Would you like to see him experiment a bit, try to change things up? Maybe go.
I'm not too fond of managers, chopping and changing formations. I don't mind them like bringing in players and stuff, but chopping and changing formations throughout the season, unless it's really needed, or there's injury issues, or the fit's not right and he has to switch his formation, they're understandable. But I think formation wise, I think he should probably just stay the same, and I just think maybe we could see some new fresh talent come in. I think maybe some young players come in. It is still early in the FA Cup, and I think United should be looking to win this game. If we can get a decent win in, maybe we could put like a Chidiyobi on 70th minute or something fresh, just to see something new, because I think I saw Chidiyobi train with the first team earlier this week, so maybe there is a possibility that he could play in this, that he could feature in this fixture.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Cheeto will be playing. I think we need him playing, because if you look last game, Mainu's up front. It's kind of clear Amorim doesn't really
he doesn't trust
his
the
strikers.
I was at the game, so it was just
Oh,
like
right, okay.
I watched the game live, and I was thinking, even when the two strikers came on, I was just thinking, this is just poor. That there was a point in the game where Hoyland's taking a touch in the middle of the pitch, and it's just poor. It's just everything. It's just not good enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, the money we spent on them too, the production really just hasn't been there at all. And yeah, I mean, I feel like this game is better than most for a chance to experiment. And Cheeto Obi Merton has been banging in the goals, in the underage competitions. So, yeah, why not give him a run out? But yeah, no, I would love to see him play. I probably don't think he'll start maybe a few minutes if he's named in the squad. But I think experimentation. I think Toby Collier, I'd like to see him get another run out. I thought he was fantastic against Rangers last match he started. And then obviously we brought in two new signings, Dorgu, Aiden Heaven. Do you expect them to be playing much?
I feel like maybe Patrick Dorgu might start. I think obviously we've spent a bit of money on him, so I think I was quite fond on him. I was telling the others before we did sign him, I was quite fond on him, because I think he is what we need in that position. I think that's a position of need as well, that left back. Again, we've seen new reports come out that there's setbacks for Luke Shaw again, and it's the same thing with Luke Shaw, constantly injury after injury after injury. So that is a position of need. So I think that is the game to, if you want to give him a run out, get him some minutes in the tank, I think that is the right game to put him in. And then Haven, I feel like he probably didn't expect to come in and be that big of a feature, but with the ACL injury now to Lissandro, I feel like he is going to start having to get minutes, because he is a left-sided centre-back, and I did hear that we did sign him to be a backup option for Lissandro Martinez, so there is a chance that they both could feature in that game on today.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, honestly, these two signings have come perfect time, and as you said, unfortunately, Lissandro doing his ACL the weekend, so Martinez played left back or left centre back, so you have two players there that can cover either of them. I would love to see Dorgu start. I think great thing about Dorgu, I was reading during the week, Lecce were trying to sell him during the summer, but he really wanted to come here now, even though he knew the position United were in. It's been a disastrous season. Just the mentality wise, to get players in like that is brilliant.
Yeah.
And then we have Lenny Yaro, a young centre back who's been getting minutes. Aiden Heaven, I think he only played one game for Arsenal, I think in the EFL Cup this year, so he's been playing a lot of underage football and stuff. But I mean, if we could get him run out even a few minutes, hopefully, if we're beating Leicester up by a few goals, I think that would be absolutely superb. Yeah. So we'll go for a quick break, and then when we return, we will continue our talk about the United Leicester fixture.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Here at Global Sports Podcast Network, we spend a lot of time selecting our delivery platform. Zencastr came out the clear winner. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs, it's super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description to learn more about Zencastr.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
So obviously, as I said earlier, Leicester haven't been really having a great season at all. They're 18th right now, 17 points, fighting relegation. So team on paper isn't looking great, but is there any, threats maybe we watch out for from them? They have Vardy up top.
I was gonna mention, at the end of the day, you're always gonna have to watch out for Jamie Vardy, no matter how old he is, no matter how young he is. He is always going to be a threat, and I think he has started to pick up a bit of form recently as well. So they've got him. I'm not sure if Fatawu is back from injury, but he's another tricky winger for them as well. But I'm not sure if he's back from injury. But again, they do have some decent attacking players like you said, Jamie Vardy, Fatawu. But other than that, it's quite a lackluster squad. I think Man United, like I said, I think we should be winning that game quite easily.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, for me as well, I think Vardy, even though he's getting up there, he's still producing the goods for Leicester. He's had a scoring record against us for a while. Famously, we were the club he scored against where he broke that. I think was it 11 or 12 game streak. Yeah. So yeah, no, he's obviously one to watch out. And then another player I like from Leicester is El Canouse. I think he bagged a goal a week or two ago. But anytime I watch him, he's been very tricky. But yeah, I mean, besides that, yeah, there's not too much. I mean, you look at the team on paper, United, even though we haven't been great, you think on paper we out-position them, in all areas, really. And that kind of goes into why I'd honestly like to see Amorim kind of experiment a bit, like in terms of formation. I know you said you don't like to see managers chopping and changing, but at what point does Amorim, figure he needs something else in the tank? Because at points like this, the 5-back, I don't think has been working that well. So I feel like this is, a good chance. As I said, Leicester have been conceding goals, so I would like to see, maybe another midfielder or an attacker get thrown out there, something new. But do I think will happen? Probably not, because Amorim does seem to be sticking by his guns a lot. But no, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd like to see it, but I don't think it would happen at all.
Maybe I feel like maybe if maybe move Ahmad further back, as to a wing back position, and then you could probably find a way to, move Mainu back from the number 9 position and get a striker, and then we could see Dorgu on the left, because I feel like that's the main problems right now. I think the wing backs that are currently playing in this system with Mazuri and Dalot, I think they're a bit too defensive minded to the point where it is a 5-back, where I feel like it should be more of a 3 at the back, and then 5 in the midfield type of, 4 in midfield type of thing. But I feel like, if people with the right fit, I think whenever I've seen Ahmad play wing back, I think he's been class. Like, obviously, Ahmad, wherever he plays, I think he's been class. He has dropped off a bit here and there in performances. However, I think, me personally, from what I watch, I think he plays better at wing back than he does in the 10, because I feel like the way he receives the ball, he's able to run at defenders rather than receiving the ball on the back foot. But I'm not the manager at the end of the day. I think that's Amarin's job to pick the team. So I think maybe if we saw Ahmad and Dorgu as the wing backs, I feel like that'd be a bit more exciting than watching Dalot and Manzuri play wing backs.
Yeah. I mean, I think the point Mazraoui, I don't think is a wing back at all.
That's the main one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. I think Mazraoui's been our most consistent player, but he definitely is more of a no-nonsense fullback almost. His defending is superb. But going forward, especially in this system, Amorim relies on wing back so much, and I just think when we have Mazraoui right wing back, you really get nothing up there right side.
I think he could probably transition more into a right-sided centre back, because whenever he does play right-sided centre back, I think he offers that the ability to come out the back, play out the back, drive with the ball, because he still has that technical ability. And it's kind of surprising with him, because I remember when we first signed him, and I didn't really know too much about him. Obviously, I knew who Mazuri is. I knew he played at Ajax with Ten Hag, but the notation around him was more of, he's more of an attacking right back. He's not that great defensively. And then ever since he's been here, it's just like, he looks more of a defensive right back than an attacking right back.
Yeah, no, it is funny, but I mean, for £80 million, I think it was a great buy. But unfortunately, it wasn't Amorim making the signings back then. It was for Ten Hag's system, and obviously he's gone. But I mean, it ties in kind of, Dalot last season, I believe he was United's player of the season. Yeah, and to be fair, he hasn't had the best of seasons this year. Now with Dorgu coming in, do you think Dalot could kind of make that right wing back position his, or as you said, you'd like to see kind of like Ahmad playing that role over him?
Either or, to be fair, I think that's another thing as well. Dalot having to play on the left side, he doesn't look comfortable playing on the left. I think he can play on the left side, but he doesn't always look as comfortable. I feel like maybe if he is to play as a right-sided fullback and wing back, you might see the best of Dalot, because I was quite high on him last season. I was saying, he's a very good right back, and I feel like we should keep him over because there was a lot between him and Wan-Bissaka, and I feel like I was always Dalot over Wan-Bissaka. So I think maybe when he plays on his actual natural side, maybe it'll be a bit better.
Yeah, but no, I do agree. Ahmad on that right wing back spot, I think is a bit more effective. I mean, seeing against Southampton, he just started to go off, those last few minutes, cutting in and causing defenders all problems. And I definitely think he's more effective there. But I feel like we're getting more fullbacks in, and it's a shame because we only play with 2 attackers really, and it's more like attacking mids, I guess. And I feel like it doesn't really suit even Garnacho's game more than Ahmad. And I feel like right now it's just kind of like a system where we don't really have the players for it. Maybe Amorim goes out and does some magic in the window. But I think, right now I feel like he is still trying to find the best places for them and stuff. But hopefully, this weekend he can get it right, and we need a good hammering this weekend. I think we need a battering. It's been a while.
Even us as fans, we just need something to just be able to just ease our minds, cool our minds, and just get us into the next game. Just some confidence going into the next game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we just needed a calm match to watch, a match we're not stressing about, worrying can we get over the line. Yeah, I think that is definitely what's needed. All right, so we'll go for another quick break, and then we'll be back with more talk right after.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
The Global Sports Podcast Network is changing the face of football podcasts. With dedicated daily content for every Premier League team, women's football, fantasy football, and a daily Premier League wrap up broadcast in 5 different languages, it's your one-stop shop for your daily football fix. Find GSPN wherever you find your usual podcasts.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
So I suppose, we've been talking a lot about the players now. I feel like maybe we should put together what we think our strongest lineup, or what the lineup should be for this weekend, or tonight's match. So starting in goal, you think Onana or Bayindir? I know Bayindir has been kind of more a cup goalie, but
I'll probably go Bayindir because it's a cup game. He played well against Arsenal and FA Cup. I think he's deserved that position to play in these cup games.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's kind of hard to shine when you have a £60 million goalkeeper in front of you. I think he's done it. He's maybe had one or two games he has looked dodgy, but that Arsenal game last round was unbelievable from a man of the match and that. So I agree with you, Bayindir. Moving on then to the fullbacks, right wing back.
Like I said earlier in the show, I think I would personally go with Ahmad, but I could say Dalot. I think Dalot could start at right wing back.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'd like to see Dalot, given its lesser opposition, just get back in that right wing back role and see if we can get him more confidence. So I agree with you there. And then left wing back.
And then obviously the new boy Patrick Dorgan. I think he should be starting left wing back against Leicester today.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree with you. I think this has been the most excited I've been in a few months now. A new player arriving and finally someone down that left wing back. So I agree with you. Yeah, and then moving on, the 3 centre halves.
I think Maguire has to be one of them. I think we always look a bit more defensively solid when Maguire's playing. So I think I'll probably go Maguire as the centre back. And then maybe Mazuri at right centre back, just to offer a bit more attacking. And then between I don't really mind between Euro and De Ligt on the left side. I feel like Euro looks more comfortable playing on the left side than De Ligt does, but it's up to you. I don't mind either of the two.
Yeah. I think Maguire, I suppose with injuries now he might get starting a bit more, but hasn't really been like in the main 3 as often as the others. So I'd like to see Maguire definitely starting that centre bit. And then I'd agree with you, Mazraoui. I'd like to see at that right centre back spot. And then left centre back, I think I'd like to see Yaro. I think De Ligt's played a bit more than them all, so I feel like she should give Yaro another run out and rest De Ligt a bit.
Yeah.
And then moving on, the 2 defensive mids.
I think obviously I was there. I think the game Ugarte was poor. I wasn't too happy with how he played in that game, and I think I'd rather just give the young Collier a start. It's an FA Cup. I think he has deserved the right to start in these type of games. So I think I'll give Collier a start, and then beside him I'll probably go Bruno.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. Collier, I think he was fantastic against Rangers. I think these games are great for him, build up his confidence. And, every year we kind of have a young player coming through. Last year was Kobe Manu, so I'm hoping Collier can be our boy this season. I'd say him. And then, Bruno, I play as well next to him. He's been playing a lot up more, but Kieran's a big fan of him playing deeper, and I'd have to agree with him. It's growing on me, the deeper role of Bruno. I feel like the system kind of takes away with him when he's up in that 2.
Yeah.
Kind of has to cover more out wide space.
Yeah.
That doesn't really suit his game. He's a playmaker. So, I feel like especially, I'm thinking Leicester will be sitting in bit deeper. Bruno can kind of dictate the game, get on the ball a lot, and spray passes out. So yeah, I'd agree with you. And then moving on, the two, I guess, attacking mids or wingers, I don't already know what they are.
We don't really have much to choose from. I think we got two wingers at the club, so I'm gonna have to go with them. I'm gonna have to go with Garnacho and Ahmed as the two up front.
Yeah, no, I think I definitely think Ahmad definitely has to be up there. He's been our best player all season, really. So yeah, I'd put Ahmad there, and I'm thinking I did like Kobe Manu playing against Steaua Bucharest in that kind of 10 spot.
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I would go Kobe over Garnacho.
He's not really attack. You don't put him in as an attacker winger, though. To be fair, but yeah, no, I think I'd like to see Manu play there. I think last week was a step too fair, maybe putting him up front. Although in the first few minutes he looked quite dangerous.
Even the first, I think he was, in my personal opinion, I think he was the best player on the pitch for us. But I don't think we had a lot of good players on the pitch. But I think even in that position, he made more of what I feel like the strikers would have done. Maybe more, maybe Xerxes, because he does do that dropping in deep and Hello.
Yeah, catch it out.
Yeah, maybe like more of Xerxes because he drops in and he links play and stuff. However, Hoyland, I don't think he would have done what Mainly was able to do, because I think Mainly was able to get other people involved. I feel like that first 15 minutes, I think he was doing a pretty good job of getting everyone involved, and he himself, he was holding on to the ball, he was strong, and like he actually made the centre backs work. I feel like every time I watch Hoyland, it's just he's just backing into defenders. He's rarely ever making them work, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought Manu, the first start of the game, I think he was kind of playing that false 9 role sitting in front of the Palace backline, and I thought he was causing Lacroix a lot of problems. He didn't know whether to, step or go, and he nearly had that goal, 6 minutes in, hitting the post. So yeah, I mean, he started off brilliantly, but I mean, even for all our strikers, it's tough when the service hasn't been great, and I mean, especially Manu going up against centre backs who are a good few inches taller than him. It's always going to be tough. But no, I think the link up stuff he was doing was great. It's kind of sad, I guess, we're spending big money on strikers and we have to play a young centre mid up top. But no, credit to Manu, he was put in that position and done well. But yeah, I would like to see him in that kind of 10 role, because we need to get Manu going. He was in the England squad for the Euros, had a brilliant season last season, and I don't think it's really worked out for him so far this season. But hopefully, a good few stretch of games, and then he'll be back to his old ways. And then finally, we have the striker position.
I don't even like the fact that I have to pick between the two of them. But I guess I'll go with Xerxes, because I feel like he offers a bit more than Hoyland has been offering these last few weeks.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I think Xerxes, he's handled the criticism well, because there was that point a few weeks ago where he got subbed off, early, and people were really, calling him a donkey almost. But no, I think against Arsenal last round, he was superb. I thought when he came on, he was turning Saliba inside out. Supposedly the best defender in the world. So, I think his link-up play, Xerxes, is brilliant. Only thing is his pace. I think I'd like to see get better. But, I think he edges Hoyland out in terms of just overall striker right now. Hoyland, I'm not sure what's going on. The only thing, though, makes me want to say Hoyland, though, and I think I might actually go at Hoyland, is just looking at Leicester's centre backs. They're quite slow. You have Vestergaard, I think he's 6'5", 6'6", quite slow, and then Wout fast as well. But yeah, it would only really work for Hoyland if you're getting good service in behind, and we haven't really been giving that to him. So either or, though, really, I don't mind. I'll say Hoyland, but really, it doesn't matter. Yeah, no. So anyway, we'll wrap it up there, Dan. Any final thoughts going into tonight's match?
Nah, I'm all good.
Perfect. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you again on Monday, where the lads will recap, hopefully a win for United. We pray to God that we move on to the next round. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you soon.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.